and take back your power. Module 2, Old Stories That Still Run the Show. Let me tell you a story about a woman named Jess. Jess had always been someone who struggled with self-doubt. Growing up, she was told she wasn't good enough, whether it was at school, by her family, or even society around her. These words, though casual for others, stuck with her like an invisible weight. As Jess got older, she felt like she had to prove herself constantly. She tried everything to gain confidence. New job, new friends, new hobbies, but no matter what, that heavy feeling of being not enough followed her. Then one day she stumbled across a social media group that claimed to have all the answers. The group was passionate, filled with people who seemed to have a profound purpose and belonging. They preached about strength, about taking back control, about fighting against a system that had ruined their lives. It was intense, captivating, and filled Jess with a sense that if she could just join this movement, she would finally feel empowered. She could finally feel like she mattered. The group was tight-knit, and slowly Jess was drawn deeper into their narrative. They promised her that her lack of success in life was due to a larger conspiracy, that the world was set up against people like her, people who were tired of being overlooked. They used words that sounded familiar. You deserve more. Take back your power. Don't let them make you feel small anymore. These words were a bandage on her long-held wounds, but Jess couldn't shake the feeling that something didn't feel quite right. It was as if the story they were telling her was filling the gaps she didn't even know were there. The truth was, Jess didn't feel empowered. She felt like she was part of something bigger than herself, but inside, she was still scared, that unsure person, clinging to a story that wasn't her own. And over time, Jess started realizing something she had overlooked. The movement wasn't really about her growth. It was more about reinforcing her old beliefs. The group feeding her a script of anger and fear, one that made her feel justified in her low self-esteem. But ultimately, it kept her stuck. Every new victory in the group felt hollow because in her heart, she knew it wasn't about real empowerment. It was about clinging to a narrative that fed into her very insecurities, that held her back her whole life. One day, Jess took a step back and asked herself, why do I feel like I'm always fighting? Why do I need to prove my worth in these ways? And that's when Jess realised the old story, the one of not being enough, of always trying to prove herself, of relying on external validation, was the same story she had been telling herself since childhood. It didn't matter what label she attached to it. Her story, her fear was still running the show. It was holding her back, keeping her from healing. And that was the moment where Jess made a choice. She could rewrite her story. She could stop living from a script handed to her by old patterns and external forces. She didn't need to be part of a movement to feel validated. She didn't need to rely on anger to fuel her self-worth. This was the beginning of true transformation. Jess slowly began to unpack her old stories, looking at where they came from and questioning whether they still had any truth for her. And as she did, she began to let go of the belief that she needed anything to feel good enough. Why am I even talking to you about this? Because I know you're ready to move forward. You've done the work, whether it's reflecting on your past or making big decisions, but there's still this feeling like something's pulling you back. Low self-esteem might make you doubt your worth or abilities, but you can break the cycle. This module is here to help you recognize what's keeping you stuck and empower you to step into your true potential. Your reactions aren't flaws. The way you respond to life's challenges is not a personal failing. Your brain and body have been doing their best to protect you, but now it's time to change the story, rewriting those old patterns and giving you the tools to respond in ways that align with your worth. You deserve relief. Low self-esteem has a way of making you wonder, why do I still feel this way? It's a question that can leave you stuck, questioning your progress and value. But I'm here to remind you, you deserve to feel peace. You are not broken. You are on a journey of transformation. And this module will help you stop doubting yourself and embracing the relief that's waiting for you. What are we really talking about here? Let's take a moment to imagine what well-being would mean for you. Forget about the things you've heard from friends, social media influencers, or random advice online. What would true well-being look like for you, the real you? Maybe well-being for you means waking up every day feeling like you've got your stuff together, with a little less self-doubt and a little more self-love. Maybe it's about feeling comfortable in your own skin, not constantly questioning if you're enough. Maybe it's about feeling proud of your accomplishments, no matter how big or small, without letting those negative voices inside your head take over. What would it feel like if you could stop comparing yourself to others? If you could trust yourself? What would your well-being look like? More confidence in your decisions? Fewer moments of overthinking? Maybe it's just about feeling more present and not lost in those what ifs or could have beens. So take a deep breath and imagine, just for one moment, what does well-being look like for you? It's not about the advice you're hearing from everyone else. It's about tuning into your own needs and desires. Your well-being is yours to define, and no one can tell you what it should look like. Take a second to really feel what that version of you would be like. The one who's free from judgment, the one who owns their value, the one who shows up as their authentic self every day. What does that freedom feel like? What's different about the way you walk through life? It's a starting point for your journey, knowing that well-being is uniquely yours to create. Now, as you start to take action on your journey, you'll face decisions about the advice you take. Should you trust a doctor with years of experience, or a therapist who knows how to guide you through your emotional challenges? Or maybe it's advice from a blog post or a random influencer that seems to speak to you. How are you going to figure out what's going to be best for you? It's about tuning into that inner wisdom, your true well-being compass. When you choose advice, consider, does it resonate with your unique journey? Is it aligned with the life you want to create? Trust yourself to decide who's guiding you, and remember, what works for someone else might not work for you. Be mindful of what's truly serving your personal growth and healing, and always remember that your well-being is in your hands. About me, I'm Julie, a certified clinical hypnotherapist, a master practitioner of neurolinguistic programming, and a life coach. I work with the mind and subconscious to help you unlock your true potential. Why do we get stuck in thought loops? Let's talk about how your subconscious mind is basically running the show without you realizing it. Right now, without you having to think about it, your body's doing its thing. Breathing, blinking, all that, secretly plotting your next snack. You're not actively controlling it, it's just happening like magic. Kind of cool, right? But here's where it gets interesting. If we all started thinking about something super specific, let's say the latest viral hoodie, your go-to brand of sneakers, or the hottest phone, you'll probably find yourself obsessed with it. We've all gone on those shopping sprees, right? Now imagine if we thought about those things non-stop for an entire year. Just those things, what would happen? You'll probably end up with an entire closet full of hoodies, sneakers, like you're trying to start your own fashion line. Sounds a bit wild, right? Here's the twist. Your brain is wired to react to whatever's in your environment. So if you keep thinking about those hoodies or those sneakers, your mind starts to latch onto the emotional vibes tied to those thoughts. Your midbrain kicks in, and before you know it, you're flooded with emotions that come with the idea of owning all that stuff, like excitement or maybe even anxiety about how many you really need. Your pituitary gland and hypothalamus are on it, pumping out chemicals to match those feelings. Those chemicals get sent into your bloodstream and start attaching to parts of your brain that are activated by those thoughts, and boom, you're caught in this loop of just repeating those emotions over and over. It's crazy, right? Your body and mind are already in sync, even when you're not consciously thinking about it. Now, when you feed your mind positive thoughts, your body reacts in a way that makes you feel good, aligned, like things are just flowing. Here's the kicker, the same thing is happening with low self-esteem. Your brain can get stuck in these emotional loops, especially if you're replaying negative thoughts over and over, like feeling you're not good enough, like you don't measure up. It's like you're stuck on autopilot and it just keeps playing the same track. But the good news, you have the power to break that loop. Just as you can choose to shift your thoughts to positive vibes, maybe not about sneakers, but your own self-worth. You can choose to shift your mindset when it comes to self-love and confidence. That's how you start to shift reprogramming those patterns and create new emotional pathways that lead to healing and empowerment. The inner dialogue of low self-esteem. Ever felt like your inner voice is nothing but a loud, overwhelming critic that just won't quit? It's like that constant stream of negative self-talk that holds you back from stepping into your true potential. These thoughts aren't random. They've been repeating themselves for so long that they've shaped how you see yourself, how you react, how you show up in the world. Let's dive into the internal struggles that fuel low self-esteem. Here's what your inner dialogue might sound like. You might have found yourself thinking, why does it always feel like no one's listening when I speak? I feel like I'm stuck in a loop, running around, but never making any real progress. No matter how hard I try, it seems like nothing ever changes. All I see are my flaws. Where are my strengths? My past mistakes feel like they're holding me back. I'm stuck in a loop of regret. I keep avoiding anything that could challenge me, staying in my comfort zone, even if it keeps me stuck. I'm shouting, but no one's listening, screaming in a crowd that doesn't care, running around in circles, part of a team with no game plan, stuck in a negative mindset, joining a cult thinking it will save me, but it only drags me in deeper, only seeing mistakes, missing every shot and letting it define me, even though I know I can do better. I'm trapped in a toxic fan group where every loss feels like the end and it's all I can focus on, unable to let go of past mistakes, complaining about last season's game, never moving forward, dodging everything that challenges me, avoiding the tough footy games that could make me stronger. Every decision feels like a penalty, second guessing myself, always thinking I fail, freezing under pressure. How do we find the strength? Before we wrap up, I'd love to invite you into a short guided hypnosis session. You don't need to close your eyes unless it feels right. Just allow yourself to tune out the outside world for a moment and gently turn inward. If you're not quite ready or it's not your thing, that's completely okay too. Just listening with an open heart can still be powerful. This track is called Releasing the Weight of Low Self-Esteem. It's designed to softly remind your nervous system that it's okay to relax. You are safe now. Healing is already happening. The future holds light. So if you're in, let's begin. Find a quiet, comfortable position. You can sit, lay down, take a moment to settle in. Close your eyes if that feels good. Just let yourself relax. Let your body melt into the surface beneath you, feeling supported, and take a deep breath in through your nose and let go. Release anything you might be holding and inhale deeply again. And as you exhale, feel your body becoming more at ease, grounded into this moment. Now I want you to focus on the sound of my voice. Just allow the words to wash over you. Notice how the air flows into your lungs and then back out. And each breath in is a breath of peace and calm, and each breath out releases any tension. Breathe in slowly and hold it just for a moment, and then let it go. Keep breathing like this for a few moments, and each time you let go, allow yourself to become more at ease. Now I want you to bring your mind to a time when you felt a little unworthy. Maybe it was a thought you have often, like, I'm not good enough or I can't do this. It's a voice that tells you you're capable, but you'll kinda never change. Now take a moment to acknowledge that thought, and now imagine that thought as a cloud floating above you. You don't need to hold on to it. Just see it there like a thought up in the sky. And with each breath, I want you to imagine this cloud gently dissolving, fading into nothingness. And as it fades, feel the weight of that belief of not being enough begin to lift off you. And here's what I want you to do now. When you catch yourself thinking, I'm not good enough, I want you to pause. Just breathe for a moment, take a step and realize that thought is not your truth, it's just a habit. You can choose to think differently. Say to yourself, I am enough as I am. And when you felt you couldn't make progress, take one deep breath and notice where you are right now. And decide right now to make a small change. Even just a tiny step forward counts. And when that voice tells you, I'll never change, ask yourself, is that really true? You are constantly evolving. Every day is a new opportunity to try again, to do better, to believe in yourself. When you start to focus on your flaws, take a moment to stop the cycle. What's one thing I've done well today? Write it down or speak it out loud. You could shift your focus from everything that's wrong to something that's going right. As you know, it's the small wins that build self-esteem. And when you feel overwhelmed by past mistakes, imagine putting them in a box and close that box and put it on a shelf. Know that your past doesn't define your future. You're not your mistakes, you are your potential, and today is a fresh start. If you find yourself avoiding difficult situations, take one small step towards that challenge. Even if it's uncomfortable, remind yourself you're way stronger than what you think. Every time you face something difficult, you build more confidence. And when anxiety creeps in, pause, take a breath and ask yourself, what's the worst that could happen? Because often the worst isn't as bad as what we fear. You can trust yourself to handle whatever comes your way. Now take a moment to feel how much lighter you are, how much freer you feel without these old limiting thoughts. Visualize yourself standing tall and confident, completely aligned with who you truly are. You are capable, you are worthy, you are more than enough. Let's take a moment to anchor in this feeling. I want you to repeat the following affirmations either in your mind or out loud. I am worthy of love. I am capable of growth. I choose to let go of old beliefs that no longer serve me. I trust myself to handle life's challenges. I am free to be my true self. Feel these affirmations grounding you, settling deeply within your body, mind, and spirit. Know these words are not just empty promises, they are your truth. Now, when you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back into the present moment. Feel the surface beneath you, the air around you, the sounds in your environment. With every breath, feel more connected, more alive, more confident. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, carrying with you this newfound strength, this new belief in yourself. You are capable, you're worthy, you are enough. Take a deep breath in and know that you can revisit this space of calm and confidence whenever you need. Thank you for trusting yourself to take this journey. You're doing amazing. Thank you for being fully present and opening yourself up today. As you may already feel, the hypnosis session has gently guided you into a space of inner healing. Having already experienced this shift, we now mark the completion of Module 2, Old Stories That Still Run the Show. I'm excited to continue this journey with you. Over the next few days, we'll explore a series of 5 transformative modules designed to deepen your healing and empower your inner self. Module 1, Why You Still Feel This Way. Module 2, Old Stories That Still Run the Show. Module 3, When One Bad Thing Feels Like Everything. Module 4, The Inner Critic Who Never Takes a Day Off. Module 5, Avoiding Things Doesn't Mean You're Lazy. Each module builds on the progress we've made today, while you still may carry the subtle echoes of the hypnotic state. Know that these sessions will guide you further into healing, helping you understand, release, and ultimately transform the challenges you face. Thank you for taking this courageous step. I honor your willingness to show up for yourself, and I'm truly grateful to walk alongside you in this sacred journey of growth, healing, and empowerment. The path ahead is one of deep transformation, and I can't wait to see the beautiful unfolding of your soul.